have always been curious about Warhammer, and today I've decided to bring along a Warhammer expert, I guess, question mark?
It depends who you ask.
Bricky's here, and Bricky's going to share with me several songs, 3 to 5 songs that he has brought, and I will bring him the 3 songs that I know of the Warhammer universe. No one yell at me. Do you play the game?
The game,
you know, with the figures,
yeah,
the tabletop, yes.
So I history of Warhammer. So I played the original game, like the Space Marine 1 and like Dawn of War 1 and 2 when I was like 12 or something. It was at an old PC cafe, and me and my friends used to play because we were big into RTS, awesome. Command and Conquer, and StarCraft and stuff. Of course. So we got really into like Dawn of War, which actually just got remastered recently.
I know, I just saw that just the other day.
Yeah, just recently came back out, but I played a lot of it then. I read some of the books when I was very young. I used to work at Dairy Queen, and my manager got me really into it because we just had like a really slow day, and he's just like, let me tell you about the Necrons, baby. But it wasn't until like about 5 years ago, a little longer actually, that I started doing it with some buddies of mine for a YouTube channel that no longer really has stuff at the moment. But I kind of got revitalized back into the game and then started making content on it. I made a little lore video that did quite well, which I always am a little embarrassed by because I think it's kind of dated and I got stuff wrong and I feel like I could have done better. Any person who ever makes anything looks back 5 years ago and says, "Oh God, that was terrible."
Yeah,
yeah. Every time it gets
that means you've grown. I love that. I just read that today, actually.
God, I hope so.
If you cringe, it means you've grown, so that's good. I guess.
But yeah, now so now like I'm a big fan, obviously, of the property. I'm a big fan of the medium. Yeah. The books are highly underrated. They're very, very good, and the music is specifically very poignant. What the actual music of Warhammer is can mean a lot to a lot of people, depending on not only what the setting is trying to entail, but also the faction. And that's one of the biggest things that I think really makes it stand out is that it contains a lot of the hallmarks of very old school Catholicism. And I mean, you've noticed they love their organs. They love their organs.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge
I love a good organ.
But
the bigger the better.
Like, yeah. I'm plenty of them, you know. I'm a best. But obviously, they take little twinges on it depending on the property.
Yeah.
And obviously, in something like Darktide, it's very deep and kind of a little grungy. But then you get some of those Imperial tracks, and they're very like heavy on the choir and the organs. And stuff.
Yeah.
And then you might get like a military track, and there's a lot more trumpets and stuff, and it's very like it's like a march, right?
They're amazing to showcase to non-gamer classical musicians because I'm always one of my like life missions is to not to justify video game music's like place. I think it kind of does that on its own now. We don't actually know each other, but I was an opera singer for 14 years, and I've been gaming since I was 7. So I kind of when I started to realize that it was time to pivot out of opera and that professional scene, I didn't really know what to do with myself, so I accidentally started this YouTube channel just talking about music because it's like video game music's awesome. No one's talking about it. None of my friends are playing it anymore. So yeah, I mean the depths that music can go are, especially video game music, are phenomenal. And so like I have a series where I invite non-gamer classical musicians to listen to music. So Warhammer does come up, not all the time, but it comes up frequently enough where I'm like, oh man, you got to check out, you know, Children of the Omnissiah or something, which I actually brought. It takes the stuff that we know of, you know, liturgical writing, oratorio works, Bach, whatever, and it kind of just like sprinkles it in a modern way, and it's just so cool because some of the best living composers are in video games alive instead of what we constantly think about. You know, have you ever been to the symphony?
No, not myself.
Yeah, so it's like you know, Mozart, Beethoven, Brahms, Mendelssohn, all these guys. That's like, okay, cool. Like these guys are were alive, but they're very dead, and it's really cool to like be able to be like, yo, Jesper Kyd, the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like. You know, it's
absolutely. I mean, I actually recently saw Hans Zimmer in concert.
Oh, cool!
Over in LA, and he didn't play like any video games, which I was very upset about. But
some Call of Duty.
hey, whoa! Modern Warfare 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, no. I know. Yeah, no, it's great. I'm not.
No, I know you can recognize that, but it's a lot of like Dune and Nolan films. But
yeah, interesting. All that.
It felt good because one of the things I've always really wanted to do is see a Nier concert.
Oh, it's so good.
Have you been to one?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good, dude. Kind of Salvation was the first track I played on the YouTube channel. I'm like friends with Emmy Evans now and stuff. Oh, yeah.
Really?
I met Keiichi Okabe. I almost shit myself. I was like, oh my God, your music changed my life. Thank you. Like, yeah, no, like, yeah. I think it's done now, but if it comes back to wherever, you gotta go.
I mean, I'm a SoCal native, born and raised, and so like I'm positive that if it goes back and plays, it'll come around here at some point.
Yeah.
So it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I missed it, and I keep kicking myself for it because like Replicant and Automata's music are just phenomenal.
Oh my God,
they get the
dude.
big Drakengard song at the end of the third game, and it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah. Oh yeah.
so good.
Oh yeah. Well, all of that stuff is just so beautiful. What I love about it too is like the chaos language is amazing because and I actually Warhammer kind of to connect it really quickly. Like it's amazing because it's not like necessarily full Latin. The idea of using languages that are fictionalized, if they're languages of the game or whatever, like it's amazing because if you don't know what the lyrics are, it actually forces you to engage with the music more deeply. If I'm singing a song to you, happy birthday, let's say, you know what happy birthday means. But if it's like, you know, gibberish or some language you don't know or understand or don't have the translation to, it's like it almost like forces you to make your own like spiritual connection to it.
I would agree with that. It comes down to, I think, just like how it generally makes you like feel as opposed to trying to understand it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, it almost feels like how your senses get stronger when you close your eyes.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you pull part of your brain out.
Exactly.
Well, that's interesting too, because in Warhammer, the main two, well, there's a ton of languages spoken because it's such a vast universe, but the main ones in the Imperium are Low and High Gothic, and it is generally some kind of Latin thing. They just make it all in English because it's easier for everyone, right?
Oh,
In the universe of Warhammer, those are the two main ones. And normally High Gothic is, as long as I don't have this mixed up, more for like the nobility and much more higher aristocrats and things of that nature, where Low Gothic is more common speak. So often whenever there is a discussion or like a song like that that is kind of said in a way that sounds like Latin or things like that, normally what you would assume they would be speaking is one of those two, High or Low Gothic.
Interesting. I have questions, but we'll get there. Since the machine god is throughout all of them, right? Like the machine god is the machine god. Is that the god?
As in the Emperor, or
yes.
no.
Is the okay?
So no. So the you know how oh boy, I mean we
crack
could be
that shit open. Just
all right. Can make it quick. You know how the imperial symbol is the double-headed eagle?
yes.
The double-headed eagle is the representation of the Treaty of Olympus Mons, which is basically the head of the Imperium and the head of Mars. So it's the joining link between humanity and the Martians. And so not believing in the Emperor is heresy, right?
Right.
You're familiar with that.
Yes.
The machine god is a different god that the Mechanicus are allowed to believe in, and are allowed to have that section of their faith due to that treaty. So I'm sure you've heard of you've heard the phrase Omnissiah, correct?
Oh yeah, of course, yes. Yeah.
The Omnissiah is the prophet of the machine god. So the machine god is the god that permeates all machines. It is a deity. It is something you pray to. You burn the incense. You rub the sacred oils. The Omnissiah is the prophet of the machine god. Most Admech or Mechanicus believe that the prophet of the machine god is the Emperor. So they're like, oh, the Emperor is not our god, he is the prophet of our god. But other Mechanicus don't quite believe that, and they think that that's not quite the case. There's a whole schism between that. You get into a holy war, 10,000 years of murder, the classic, in the grim darkness of the far future and all that shit, right? Most people know that the God Emperor and the regular humanity believes in the God Emperor. The machine cult, the cult of Mars, is weird. They believe in the machine god, but they believe in the Omnissiah, which many believe to be the prophet of the machine god, which is the Emperor.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's so interesting.
So children of the Omnissiah, for a lot of people, are children of the Emperor.
Yeah.
Or the children
of... yeah. So it's like a pseudo Jesus Christ, but not quite because of some variations.
All of Warhammer is based in some kind of Catholicism combined with a authoritarian aristocracy, dictatorship, and very big brother kind of thing. They can get really deep into that, but when you start getting into the concepts of divinity, it gets weird.
Well, why don't we start with one of the first pieces you brought, and then I'm sure our conversation will go places.
you know what? Actually, do you mind if we start with one of the pieces you brought? I have some weird ones.
Okay.
I have some weird ones and some interesting ones. So I'd love to start with you first.
Yeah. Well, actually, I brought Children of the Omnissiah.
Oh, okay. A classic.
So,
yeah. One I've listened to a million times.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
It just started. Bada bing.
Wow.
organ, yeah?
Yeah.
It's such a classic.
It's so good.
Seeing 2.8 million views on that lights a fire in my soul. It makes me so happy.
I'm going to ask you questions.
Yes, go ahead.
So what do you think the like female vocals represent?
No idea. No idea, not important. I mean, if you're asking me, are you asking me from a perspective of like in the Warhammer world?
No, I meant you as a person. Like, what do you think? Like, if you were to think about like what the Sopranos mean, like, what do you think? Like the upper voice, the child almost like singing over top.
Okay, well, if I'm gonna become like a bit of a pedantic prick, or look.
That's what I am every day. So
okay, like if I'm gonna like look into something that probably has no doesn't have as.
That's
much
what we do, man. That's what we do. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. In that case, considering it's Children of the Omnissiah, this is one of the main menu themes, or I think it is the main menu theme.
It is, yeah, the main theme.
Game. I think the main thing is that from a concept, it's kind of how they see themselves being uplifted. Very much like, because I mean, even the artwork often is like kind of like has a hand, right? And for a lot of the Mechanicus, for them, they believe the flesh is weak. Then they replace large parts of themselves with that. But the main thing about the Mechanicus people don't really often remember is that the Mechanicus are about the pursuit of knowledge. They believe that all knowledge has already been found. It already exists. You just need to go out and find it. And so invention is heresy, because inventing new technology would be going against the divinity of the machine god.
Oh, interesting.
And so that's because, it's already divine. And so for them, it's a lot of like almost it could be the hands of them being lifted up by the Omnissiah, by the Emperor, to their status in the machine god. Or it could be the universe reaching out and being like, come gather.
Oh, that's interesting. Could it also be, and this is the beautiful thing about music, is that there's like no right or wrong. I mean, yes, context and like history, obviously those parts, but like what I think is like the children becoming like growing into the followers of the Omnissiah, the Mechanicus. Like they start them young, you know what I mean? There's this almost like, or it could also just be like, like you go to a Catholic mass at like noon and there's just like a boy just singing like like that same kind of like just like reverence. And it's really interesting how I think both are valid, but yeah, actually yours is very interesting.
It could be just, in a sense, it could just be that these people are together in prayer, because prayer to the machine god is a constant thing.
Right. Well, and also you hear like I have to say I love the the little shift in rhythm that happens. And then also too at the end you get a little bit of synthetic. You said it was being pedantic, but literally like my entire like
I don't know music. It's like when you get a survey and someone's like, "How did this candy make you feel?"
They go on like a paragraph.
Yeah, and you're like, I felt like I reminded me of my time with my dad. Like,
have you ever read the Haribo gummies reviews?
No,
you must. It's just like, this gummy ruined my life. I was on I had explosive diarrhea for 4 hours. Well, anyway, it's like
the Three Wolves in the Moon shirt, where it's like the amount of puss I got for that kind of thing.
Being pedantic with music is a really, like, that's literally what I went to school for way too long. Like, I could be a doctor. That's how pedantic I am.
Understandable, but no, I mean it's a great piece. I mean it sets. I think what matters most is that it sets the stage. The Martian cult is like technophile, like monks, right? And so you have all of the various like kind of, it's very soft. It's like soft singing and like little strength there, and there's like very like key notes. But then you also have like that machine revving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of like that kind of pushes that a little bit. Where like almost like a force of industry.
Yeah. I love that it's organic though. If the machine god is like, and I guess the people are, machine based or whatever, or like have some machinery about them. Like the fact that it's like an organ, a human voice, the choir, like, yes, there is that sort of mechanical sound, but overall it's actually super organic. Is the machine god and then also the tech priests, do they still have humanity or like human bodies? Or so they're Martian, but like,
right. So it's humans. They're humanity.
Okay.
The machine god is a deity though. It's not like a thing. Like the emperor exists there. The machine god is like a ephemeral. It's a god.
Okay.
Like our god.
Yeah. Okay.
Not to apologies to anyone, but like you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But no, so that is not a tangible individual, unlike the emperor is. However, the Martians are humans. They are just people who colonize Mars.
Okay. Oh, okay.
The thing is about them is that they actually need to maintain their humanity to an extent. That's the interesting thing. Are you familiar? You know the Necrons in Mechanicus, right?
Yes, the aliens,
robots.
right? Or the robots. That's right.
The green robot aliens. They're both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They look very Egyptian. So the Necrons are they have no soul. We're gonna go on a bit of a tangent here, but in Warhammer, a soul, like a person's soul, is not an ephemeral concept. It is a thing.
Oh,
it is real.
Like an organ?
No, not an organ, but like a soul exists.
Okay.
And so the Necrons, for example, they had their souls devoured and they were turned into these metal slaves. And so to the Mechanicus, they are abominations because you can be as metal as you want, but you have to still have a soul because that's your humanity. That's your human part. But the Mechanicus strip away so much of their body and turn it into metal mass that like they can barely resemble humans sometimes.
Right.
That's kind of the dichotomy. That's kind of the feature is that even in Mechanicus, the mechanical or the Scutari and the tech priests, they all speak with this like
right.
But the Necrons speak in English.
Oh.
Where it's like, these soulless aliens act more human than your protagonists, despite them being humanity. It's so the way they fleece their body of their organs and their skin and stuff and replace it because the flesh is weak, and then they kind of lose their humanity. But they still have a soul. It's a whole thing.
That's so cool. I think honestly, the Mechanicus might be my favorite class.
They're awesome, dude.
Yeah.
They have a very pronounced lore to them. Even their red robes is because it was camouflage on Mars.
Oh,
that was the original reason for the robe. And they became ceremonial afterwards, but at the time they needed red robes to hide in the Martian dunes.
Wow, interesting. All right. Well, I love the organic, having the organ, having the chorus, all that stuff is like super, I think, diametrically opposed to the Mechanicus. Yes. So it's interesting to go that way.
Yeah, having vocals is actually like a very non-Mechanicus thing. Most tech priests speak in like a binary cant.
Oh my god,
it's
cool.
Very like
yeah,
it's like 10 paragraphs just said right there. Right? They're freaks, dude. They're total freaks.
Oh, I love it.
So you had a Rogue Trader songs one Rogue Trader song you were wanting to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, throw that one in because I have a couple Rogue Trader ones as well.
All right, perfect. This one's the Voices of the Empyrean. The
gee, you son of a bitch, that was on my list.
Are you?
Yes, I was like, the Voices of the Empyrean is the sickest song ever.
Well, let's just listen to it. We should listen to it.
100%.
So good though.
So sick. I got a lot to say about this one.
Okay.
I got a lot to say about this one. Travel, you glorious son of a bitch.
Oh God, I love when I'm a tenor and so the highest male voice type, and when they go, it's just
that
like
middle part when
it's so cool.
It's so good. Okay. All right, this one's wacky. I'm gonna need to send you some images
Okay.
to make it clear. So, voices of the Empyrean. The Empyrean is the warp. Are you familiar with the warp?
Yeah. I played the first like half of the first act of Rogue Trader, so like I understand the concepts of what a Rogue Trader is, and like the warp is the thing you use to get to the. It's like a multi-plane dimensional.
Yeah, I mean, some people just call it hell.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it is. You're correct. It is a dimension, alternate universe, whatever you want to call it, that is layered on top of our universe, just smaller,
Right.
Or under, simultaneous, doesn't matter. But it's the Sea of Souls.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you die in Warhammer, your soul goes to the warp.
Ah, okay.
It's like the river Styx in a way.
Yeah.
And so it's just the Sea of Souls. Now in the warp, there's like demons and horrible things there, but that's kind of where your soul goes. And so it also kind of a reflection to you, the individual, but also, so the warp is known as the warp, the anathema, the Empyrean is a phrase. So it's voices of the Empyrean. So some might consider that the concept of the voices of the warp, but in reality, it's not quite, because this song is, actually played in the Rogue Trader DLC in the Astropathic Choir. What is an astropath, you might ask? This is how you fall in, man.
I'm.
So this is a dude playing the Astropathic Choir. He is the conductor of the choir, and
It's like
so
a giant organ.
giant organ. So an astropath is a communications individual. Their whole job is to send signals across the galaxy. Are you familiar with what a psyker is? You played the first active Rogue
I
Trader.
remember the name. I remember the word, but I don't remember what it is.
You remember Idra in Rogue Trader? She was the one with like the brain late blasts and stuff.
The white hair.
No, the other one, the one that the white hair one hates.
Oh, yes.
Dark skin, kind of.
Yes.
So she is a psyker. So being a psyker is basically being a wizard.
Okay.
But you have a mutation that lets you pull power from the warp, from the Sea of Souls, and cast Fireball or something.
Oh, okay.
The thing is that you can send signals through the warp.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, you can imagine. Did you ever play Minecraft?
Yeah.
You ever did nether travel?
No, but
Like the nether is small. So moving 10 blocks in the nether is 1,000 in like the real world.
okay.
So it's a really easy way to like go very far. But like, all right, in the nether, out of the nether, way over there, right? That's how ship travel works in 40K.
Right.
So you can send signals through there. And so an astropath is a psyker whose whole job is to send out a signal, and then there's another astropath on the other side of the galaxy that accepts that signal.
Okay. And that's fast travel.
That's
Or travel, period.
That's communication.
Ah, okay.
Fast travel is your ship opens up a portal into hell and it rides into it, and then it comes out the portal somewhere else. But from a message system, this is a brainwave carrier pigeon.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Now, astropaths don't have great lives because they're basically hooked up into this choir.
Oh.
And that's how they send their signals. Wow. So it's the astropathic choir. It's a choir of psychers that pool together, and then they use the warp to send signals places.
I see. So that's what this song is emulating?
Yeah, in a sense, it's their chant.
Do you hear how it's like got pain in it? Like,
oh yeah, they're not having a good time, man. Oh yeah. Did you play Space Marine 2?
I played most of it.
Did you get to the part where that one lady like is screaming at you a bunch?
Was it in the first like 6 hours? Well, I guess the game is only.
The game's like 8 hours. Yeah. So,
yeah. So yes, I think so.
Yes. I mean, it's the part where like your buddy tries to shoot you.
No.
Shit.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. It's fine. It's
fine.
Yeah, an astropath normally does not have a great time.
Why do you think there's the music box sound at the beginning, or like throughout the whole thing? There's that bring, 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 bring.
Honestly, I think it might have to do with sending like psychic notes. Like the song is of speech in a way.
Is there some sort of childish child aspect to this?
I mean, they do have the cherubs that flow around, but if you look closely on the second, or even the first image I sent you, you can see on the left and the right-hand side quills writing on parchment in a big wheel.
So that's what it is. It's like Morse code. It's like sending and receiving the message.
I think maybe whether or not it's very accurate to the universe, I don't think matters. I think it's more like you're using the music rendition of that.
Yeah. Like the clicking or the stamping down on the like the
kind of thing, right?
Oh, that's cool.
That's probably the way I would describe it. Astropaths have a very bad time, and they tend to burn out a lot, which is basically them just like overloading and their brain blowing up, and then they
literally burning out.
Like literally burning out.
It's not like you and I where we have to take a week off or something.
No such thing in the Imperium. You got enough people. But yeah, some are a little bit more well adjusted. Some aren't. Depends. But normally in the Astropathic Choir, you spend most of your time sitting in a big chair hooked up to all of those little knobs and wires, and you have to strain your brain to send out signals.
That was an amazing piece because it showcases like what I love about music is that it showcases sometimes the inner, like the 3D plane. So like what we see, and then it's like the subtext. And when you explain it, it's so interesting how like you really do feel like a lot of the times when the tenors. So it's cool because I was like, oh man, that's awesome. But it's actually it's a primal scream of pain.
It's combo of pain and a general level of suffering.
Yeah.
Mixed with like this is their holy duty.
Right.
And
with the organ.
Yeah, to die doing this is like a life fulfilled because they're all religious zealots, right?
Right.
All right, I got one for you that's a little less ephemeral.
Okay.
Personally, I don't think we need to listen to the whole thing. I think only about half is good.
Sure.
This is for the Craftworld. This is Dawn of War 2. This is the Eldar's battle theme. Now, the Eldar, for context, they're space elves. They're elves.
Oh, Eldar. This is the women, the strong women, or well, they're not women. Well, female elves that will kill you and are murderous and rough.
Oh, those are Drukhari.
Oh, Drukhari, yeah, sorry.
Yes, no, so these are their not edgy counterparts.
Okay. Okay.
The Eldar basically got really into like hookers and blow. But they did it galactic wide, and then the warp was like, hey, knock that off, and they birthed a god, and the god killed them all.
Oh my god, okay.
I am doing the very shortened version right now. But the ones that afterwards, the elves split off into little subfactions. One of them was like, God, I still love hookers and blow. That's the one you were just referring to.
Nice, okay.
These ones were like, holy shit, hookers and blow nearly destroyed our whole species. We're going to go hard into Bushido, very like a strict moral code, very like pure of soul.
Okay.
So if you notice the thumbnail of this one, notice the lady, she has lots of like kind of feudal Japanese garb, almost kind of like with the trinkets and the belt.
Yeah.
Kind of has that look to it. And so a lot of the Eldar kind of follow that more like Bushido type code. And so the Craftworld that's where they live basically.
Okay, cool. And this is for the Craftworld?
Yes. It is a song that is played when you play as the Eldar in Dawn of War 2.
Okay. Is Dawn of War 2 like
Total War?
Yeah, like Total War.
No,
War 2,
it's a more traditional RTS.
Oh, okay.
So like Dawn of War 1 is very like StarCrafty.
Ah, all right.
Dawn of War 2 is kind of the same, just less base building. It gets a little bit redundant, like repetitive at around like 2:30, so I'm just going to kind of pause it there, but yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
about where kind of
Yeah, that's the loop there. Yeah.
So I spoke to you earlier, and I said one of the things that I wanted to bring on a song that I think is very fun and does not represent the faction very well, and a song that I think is okay and does. This is the song I think that is okay and
that represents him really well. I like how rigid it is. I guess I'll just tell you what I sort of pick up on.
Yeah,
and
please.
I think it's like super rigid, obviously. It's obviously very strongly female-led. So, like, you know, a faction. Well, if it's the opposite of the Drakari, then that makes sense.
And there's still plenty of women presence in Eldar. They're not like exclusively female or anything. Neither, but they do have a strong presence.
I also think that there's a lot of poise. There's a lot of like mastery of weaponry, mastery of sword, and sort of, if we're going into like this Bushido style, like there's this real like structure, order, positions of leadership, and then also there is a little bit of this like sort of prayer or reverence for something. I don't know for what, because an organ popped in at one point. And then what I really liked, is unrelated to their characteristics, but is there was this breath thing where it's like this thing underneath, which was really cool. So I mean, like, I think like there's just a lot of like, I think of really, really good posture, you know, like poise. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it's actually a great track. I mean, I agree that it gets a little bit like samey. There was this really interesting crescendo as right around about like 30 seconds before we stopped, where it felt like it was really building up to this moment of like sworn duty or sworn like fealty or something. I don't know. There's just like a wonderful crescendo there. It was great.
There's a good bit there. It kind of fizzles a little bit after that.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
My favorite part is by far the part about 1 minute where they kind of do like the pure choir part.
Yes.
That part is fantastic. Now, granted, this is battle music, so it's being played in the background of you moving your units, and your units going, yes, sir, moving here.
Feels good, though, huh?
Right? No, it's fun.
It's a
great background theme. Yeah. You're very correct on a lot of your assessments. A lot of the Eldar are very strict in their codes of honor and their codes of conduct. They have a system where you fall down various paths of war or other kinds of things, and that path leads you to like an ancestral type deal. For example, in the thumbnail, you can see those large robots with those kind of like cone heads in the left and the right.
Yeah.
Those are known as Wraith Lords and Wraith Knights. And what that is it's actually powered by the souls of their dead ancestors.
Whoa.
So if you notice on the main lady, she has a red gem on her hip and some on her headdress.
Yeah.
Those are known as soul stones. And the thing is that when the Eldar die, they are then thrust into the warp to be consumed in like forever torment by the god of hookers and blow. When they die, their soul is instead yanked into that stone as like a way to save themselves. And so those big creatures are not, or robots do not have a physical pilot. They are implanted the stone, and that pilots the machine. And so there is a very strong like Bushido, like old school, like reverence to the ancestors. The difference is that the ancestors are fighting with you, like literally on the battlefield.
That's so cool.
What do you got for your third one?
The Warhammer like doorway was open for me with Darktide, especially Volume 1. So this is Disposal Unit, Empyrean mix.
A classic.
I mean, it's so good. And hey, someone might watch this and like never like be into like the brightest, happiest shit, and then hear this and their whole world will change. Sweet, let's do it.
Let's do it. I will say it's not my favorite Darktide soundtrack.
Okay, we'll get to that. I'm curious.
Yeah.
What's your favorite track from Darktide?
Imperial March.
I mean, yeah, that was the other one I was gonna pick.
I'm a guard simp. And so I love my guard. The moment I played this, I was like veteran immediately. And I just I'm a very big guardsman fan, and I got a lot of guard army. It feels like the thunder of like a million lockstepped footsteps, right? It's very dystopian and authoritarian, obviously, but just like that weight to it just feels so good, you know. Yeah. Also, it's like a perfect cadence to walk on the treadmill, and then you get to like LARP being someone cooler than you are, like, step,
and no one has to know. Yeah. I love the chant in this one because it's just so like messed up, like it's just crazy, you know.
Well, it's indoctrination because you can kind of hear him like vengeance, like death, murder is like kill.
Yeah,
because the Imperium is so propagandized, right? It's almost like these are your marching orders, you know, just being like, shouted at you.
It really does feel like it's like a baptismal sort of like chant that you would like, you dipping the person in water, and as they merge, you're like double D.
Yeah, that's with murder.
Yeah, with like blood. Yeah, you're baptized with blood.
I actually really like Jesper did a thing with the Darktide soundtrack that I really liked, which is he gave a lot of these really scratchy violin stings to a lot of the Nurgle type feeling, I think.
Nurgler, the
undead rotting.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, he's the god of the pestilence and disease and plague.
That's right. Yeah. Well, also, what's crazy about this soundtrack is how actually extremely experimental it is. Like, it's not a normal soundtrack, to the point that I'm not even sure if like a lot of it's like really listenable too, outside of like what's a soundtrack you would listen to out of context? Well, Nier, I guess, but like what else?
I've been on my COD Zombies kick recently. So,
oh yeah.
That's a little different. If we're referring to like a game soundtrack specifically, I haven't played Expedition 33 yet, so I know that one's pretty.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I know. I got to get there. I'll get there.
You'll get there. It's fine. Those will be well attended streams too, which will be great.
Yeah.
If you,
like a Final Fantasy, they do pretty well.
Yeah. Like, I'm not sure I would put on Darktide's OST in the car, but that's because it's forceful in the way that it says, here's what you think you know about a soundtrack or a piece of music, and let me just like twist it and contort it. And it's I think that's what makes it so successful. I think this and Imperium, what was it? Imperium mix? Yeah.
Imperial March. That's right.
Of the two, like there's like three more that you're like, oh yeah, I'll listen to that. And then the rest of them are like, what the fuck? Like, this is, you know, like it just like twists you a little bit. It's like really uncomfortable. Yeah. No, I
like that a lot. I think the fact that it is so visceral. Mm-hmm. I like Darktide's soundtrack a lot because there are a couple that are car listens, but most of them are just this like gross kind of feeling to it, you know. This because your character is like this dreg in a way, and to be underneath this titanic boot heel of the Imperium of man, and to be so flippantly wasted, just like go out there, you know, like go die for the Emperor.
Yeah,
it's very strong.
Is the Arbiter class slightly different because of the dog?
Oh, sorry, I was like Keith David. The Arbides.
Arbides, excuse me. That's me. That's my fault.
I actually haven't gotten a chance to play them yet. I don't know if there's a different intro, but the Arbides is a cop, right? He's judge.
Yeah. It's a cop.
So the Arbides is he's like more like an FBI in a sense.
Yeah. Okay.
They're more of like the major police. Like every planet has a local police, and then if the Arbides come in, that's like okay, the feds are in to.
Oh.
I've got two left. The first one we can only listen to like for like a minute or so. Because this is the song that's like good, but it doesn't match the faction, and I think that's a nice little thing to discuss because I think it's important to have that juxtaposition of like Craftworld is great for the faction, but the song for me is kind of whatever. This one is a fun song, but it gets really repetitive as well. But I don't think it matches the faction. So this is the Dawn of War 3 Orcs theme.
Okay. Oh yeah, it just repeats, repeats, and repeats,
And
and
it just
repeats,
repeats again. Yeah.
It
So
doesn't sound like an orc theme at all.
no, it doesn't. Orcs are very scrappy, very like ramshackle. Also, I'll be perfectly honest, very like British football hooligan, very Cockney. That's their kind of thing. No.
I thought you were going to say just British. I don't know.
Well,
Why
they do talk,
just British.
just British. Very much in that kind of thing. And this to me is like, it's a fun soundtrack, but it's very like mechanical. It's very like
Just a rock
industrial
ballad.
right?
Yeah.
I think it's a fine like action song, but it's the kind of thing I would stick with, like the Imperial Guard with like a tank division, like rolling out like 30 tanks, and just like tread.
It lacks a little bit of like danger in it as well. It doesn't necessarily deal it because I mean orcs are dangerous, right? I mean like they'll rip your body up and tear you up limb from limb, I assume.
Oh yeah, but they're having a really good time with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because orcs are very like, proper scrap kind of thing, Like that's their thing.
Space Marine!
Yeah,
of course.
It's weird. They're having a grand old time with it. But, if you're on the receiving end, you're like, oh my God, these are the most horrifying monsters I've ever seen in my life. Real quick, I would like to share with you an orc song that I actually think is awesome.
Okay.
This is from the Battlefleet Gothic Armada game.
Okay. Battlefield Gothic Armada soundtrack Orcs.
Orcs. They have a bit of a sea shanty going on with this. Let's do it.
Looking down the barrel of a gun, watch
Oops, there we go. Good enough, got it.
Java. Through big shots inside this one, give us some fun. Folks in Orks on a groovy shit, killing anything that's rude. Crashing at you, Java. Through big shots, take times of getting in. Everything in this part of space belongs to the Orks. Full speed! One lone orc left to steal the loot, wishing it hadn't turned out so. For big shot teeth said I should have let the
So they're terrifying.
Cinema.
Yeah.
Absolute cinema.
Delightful. Wow. I'll put that in the car.
Yeah, it's just an absolute like. I think this is you ripped from a trailer, so it's a little bit off. It's not.
Yeah, it's okay.
Song for it, but that is a substantially more orc.
Yeah,
thing. That is canonically how they speak in the universe, and they're just like, ha ha, how funny. In the background of this, they're like ramming a spaceship with their own spaceship. And like blowing 40,000 people into space, like it's just awful. But they're singing this shit,
Yeah. Oh no, they're terrifying. Actually, that was a better indicator of what an orc actually is like. The other song is fine, but like this, I actually would rather listen to this.
No, it's great. It's super fun.
It's interesting too, isn't it? Like the idea of character themes and the idea of like, well, you want, especially with 40K, because it is so dense and so complicated that you really do need someone who like understands the subtext and the like minutia, sort of like the shades of gray of a faction. Because otherwise, yeah, you're totally right. It's not going to land. Huh.
It's a lot more difficult. I think that's one of the things that Mechanicus and Darktide particularly did so well. I also think Rogue Trader did it a lot because obviously as a Rogue Trader, you are like a conquistador in a sense. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the org and stuff like that are more in like almost like a pirate theme.
Sure.
It's very naval.
Flying through space and like going from point A to point B. Yeah.
So this is interesting. Have you heard anything from the brand new Lex Imperialis DLC from Rogue Trader?
No. Did that come out yet?
It did.
Oh no, I haven't.
So obviously the Lex Imperialis is the Lex, the Book of Law. So this is an Arbides character, a cop as one of your squad mates. They have a very fascinating song. They have this very humorous situation where there's a bunch of servitors just kind of like sitting together, and they're like, it's like they're musician servitors. They're all playing little instruments in like a banquet hall of sorts.
When you say servitors, are those the skull heads? Or the,
oh crap! Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, no.
I'm getting too comfortable.
I mean, I know like Destiny servitors. I don't know.
Oh, Destiny. No, so the servitor is a robotic slave. So they are a lobotomized human of sorts that are reprogrammed to operate as a slave.
Oh, okay.
Do you know in Dark Tide when you go to the healing station, there's like a dude in there?
Yeah.
That's a servitor.
Oh.
Sometimes
that's a person? I thought it was a...
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, AI is illegal in Warhammer. Oh. So those flying skulls are actually a person's brain retrofitted into a skull. Sometimes the operation doesn't fully work, and then they relapse. So that's why you sometimes hear that medical servitor in Dark Tide be like, "Holy hell, get me out of here!"
Oh,
yeah. The Empyrean ain't great, man. So they're mostly like lobotomized prisoners or slaves, and then turned into like iRobot and just used for menial labor.
Got it. Okay.
And then disposed of.
Okay. So these servitors are musicians. I would be
music servitors.
That'd be me.
They don't play it very well because they're servitors, and they often go on the fritz and have problems. Mm-hmm. But there's like a piece during like a banquet of sorts, and they're playing in it, and it sounds goofy, and then it gets very interesting. Cool. It's a very weird one.
Okay.
I wanted your opinion on it.
Sure.
It's so weird, man. I love it.
There's a lot of dissonance in it, and what's really interesting to me is, you know what it feels like? It feels like the decay of society.
Yes, he gets it. He's getting it. Yes. The Imperium sucks, man. That's the whole point.
Yeah, it's awesome because you have the counterpoint of like you have this like, you know, medieval folk their version of medieval folk instruments for like celebrating like a banquet in this case, like you said, but the everything's out of tune and everything's sort of compressing and like morphing on itself, and it feels like those Salvador Dali paintings, you know, with the melting clock and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's how it kind of feels. Like it feels like there's just like it's collapsing within it on itself.
I mean, that is the pristine words for what the Imperium is. It survives in spite of itself, not due to it. And it is such a backwater society, just compounded upon itself. That's half the problem. And it's one of the reasons why the humanity is in its own right such a such a problematic state. You look at that image of what's going on, and you have that medieval folk, like you mentioned, those old things, but they're being played by
Deform. Yeah.
like deformed, mutilated people who have been since lobotomized and turned into slavery. Then they might wake up one day and wonder where their wife and kids are. Like it is, and they're being forced to play the drum for the aristocracy of their uppers, right?
Yeah.
And it's just this like, it almost feels like a song that would play when like the villain goes down with the ship. He's walking on the bridge and his like ship is being blasted from every single side, and it's just like one final song. And it's all crushing and crumbling, right?
Yeah. And
it's
there's a lot of
very,
pride in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like it feels prideful, or like an attempt at pride.
Yeah.
You know, like trying to bring back a glory past, which is a lot of the themes of Warhammer is decay and stagnation.
Wow. That's
almost
cool.
every faction of Warhammer has decayed or stagnated in some way.
There's still like novels being written on.
Oh God, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Like 1, 2 every month.
It's so interesting because you would think that like if there's no progress, what is the future of 40? Like what is the future of this world? Like are there still stories to be told about like the decay and the continual decay? Like, you know what I mean? Like is there an off ramp to this like universe?
It's a great question. Warhammer as a universe has changed substantially. A lot of the times back in like the 90s and stuff, a lot of the lore was made just to sell models. And I mean, in fairness, sometimes that's still the case, but a lot of times they just kind of wrote away some faction and they've changed it up for the modern day because now it's a very popular IP.
Huge, yeah, massive.
Yeah, it's certainly entering like very mainstream like media. And because of that, I think there's definitely a situation where they are running into that issue because the entire point of a lot of Warhammer is that theme of stagnation, that theme of working on a decrepit empire that eats itself, right? That's the theme of the universe. I think the stories told are told in that universe.
Right.
You
the
like
lens.
like for example, one of the best books in 40K that I love is Gaunt's Ghosts, and it's just a band of brothers of guardsmen and what they get up to. You know, you look at they're indoctrinated, they're xenophobic, they're zealots, but they're also just dudes who drink together. And so there's that interesting dichotomy of telling that story in that universe.
Yeah, right. Whereas like something like Horus Heresy and that 50 book series.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Like that's more of like the total picture of the Space Marine.
That's an epic.
Yeah, okay. Rather than a magnifying glass on the.
Well, in a sense, it's a magnifying glass on individual parts of that epic.
Okay.
Like the first 4 books of it are very poignant. They're very sharp, and they follow along some very incredible characters, and then they kind of meanders, and then the problem is they also have like 20 writers, so some are just not as good as the others. Like book 15 and 16, phenomenal, some of the best books ever. 1 through 4, incredible. I don't know how good book 7 is. I probably didn't read it.
Do you think that like sitting down and listening to music, obviously you actually had like just amazing insights, obviously, but like, do you think like listening to this with me has like changed some of your thoughts on it, or like have you listened to it in a slightly different way, or, you know, was it more just like sharing and vibing, you know, which I'm totally about too.
I mean, well, sharing and vibing was the first part. I mean, most of the time whenever I do things like this, my job is to be a translator. Like, what the hell is this, you know? But I think more than anything, I actually I'm rather impressed because my knowledge of the world's lore has actually shown that your knowledge of music has ended up creating a similar focal point where you don't know about this world like I do, but then you gleamed the same themes and concepts that it's supposed to represent that I know of because of the lore. Like, you knowing that this is about a decaying kind of empire type thing is spot on the money. The Craftworld one with the Eldar, spot on the money.
Yeah.
And so it's fascinating that we can come to the same focal point entirely from our own specific areas.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and that's really also a testament to the composers that they're able to sit down and, like, especially the good ones that are able to sit down and are like, hey, this is really important. We need to make sure that we're, producing something that makes sense for folks like Bricky, and then also for folks like Marco, who are like, maybe tapped in more on the music, so that they can meet in the middle. Like, that's their job. And that's the amazing thing that I think sometimes as gamers, I think it's really easy for us to, like, sort of just be like, oh, the game is fun. But it's like, but actually there's all this, and I know you know this, but there's all this, like, stuff underneath that's, like, so important to connecting to these worlds in a deeper way. Do you so actively do the tabletop?
All the time.
Oh, you do. Do you find that the tabletop is more meaningful than the game experience, like the video game experiences, because it's yours? Or do you feel like what's that like for you? Because I've never played the tabletop, and I've just played some of the IPs. So, like, what's the feeling there?
That's a very difficult question. I think the issue is that the tabletop, based on its sheer nature of its existence as a property, will never be able to fully realize the setting as it needs to be. The tabletop is, at the end of the day, a game and a hobby. It is an artistic outlet. You build up figure. I mean, you paint miniatures. You are an artist, right?
Yeah.
And then from there you play it. And sometimes they can get it right. Currently, the sentiment in the 10th edition of the game is that the game has gone too far away from its, like, lore roots. It's become not fluffy enough in its mechanics. Ironically, they had a Magic the Gathering set recently that I think actually shows off the world better than the tabletop game does. But I think you have more ways to balance it so they can get away with some crazier stuff. But on that note, I think the games do a substantially better job at introducing you to the universe than the tabletop ever will. For me, I think the tabletop is the expression of your guys. Like, this is my Space Marine. I put hours into making him mine, and now I'm going to play and roll dice with him.
Sure.
And I think it's more of an artistic expression in that feeling of, like, this is my ownership of this hobby. This is how I connect to the hobby. Whereas I think games do a much better job at connecting you to the world. Books do it the best, but I think the games are a little bit of a better option of giving you an interactive medium that connects you to the world.
Yeah, I mean, what I played of Space Marine 2, I was like, I played most of Space Marine, but then I got, after about like 5 hours, I was like, it's all the same. Every mission is sort of the same at this point, so I'm good.
Yeah, the gameplay of Space Marine 2, I think, needed a couple breakups. There's a reason why Halo has a tank section, But for that point, though, like, Space Marine, for me, Space Marine 2, like, is an enjoyable experience, and it has, like, I have my issues with it, but it does show off, like, you are a Space Marine, you are a weapon of war and, like, a demigod. Watch you slaughter everything.
Right. And you, like, feel it.
Yeah, you feel it. Like, the world is, like, very well realized. It's so big,
Yeah.
Personally, I think Rogue Trader has done the best job out of any property of adapting the universe. Space Marine does a great job of making you feel like a Space Marine. Dark Tide has a really cool, like, Hive City thing. Yeah. Rogue Trader covers a very underrepresented part of the world, which is the nobility and the just the aristocrats part of it. And because you're a Rogue Trader, you can do anything. So it really helps you kind of, like, see more.
I'm gonna have to lock into Rogue Trader because one of my mods really enjoyed Rogue Trader, and he's been like, you should give it another go.
Dude, play the Void Shadows DLC, the one with the Voices of the Imperium.
Okay.
Or Empyrean. That's great. That's a great DLC. Yeah, I almost say it's better than the base game. Like, it just functions super well. It's like 15 hours long. It's just a really good experience.
Okay. Word. Well, listen, thanks, Bricky. I mean, this was awesome. I feel like I got, like, a little taste. Now I'm like, ooh, what can I get my hands on? Because I love when stuff is fleshed out like this, and especially, like, it's kind of like how, totally unrelated, but Street Fighter, for instance, like Street Fighter 6, I'm like 60 hours deep, just crossed Silver 1, go me, right? But, like, there's a history there, and there's also, like, a lore for, like, that. I mean, not to the degree of Warhammer 40K, but, like, you can really dive deep into the well. And the more you dive in, the more you'll get out as well, which is, it seems like that's the case with Warhammer here. It's
God, cool. Dude, diving deep, like, I'd say it's like a bell curve. you start off being like funny orcs, how funny, and then you get like really into this crazy minutia, and then you go back down to being like funny orcs, but I know the minutia. But it's less of a bell curve; it's more like a wavelength. It's just there's so much, and then you like hear a thing and you believe it, and then you make mistakes like I do, where I'm like, oh, this is a funny little thing, that's super cool, and then you read the books and you're like, oh, well, no, it's funny, but it's also like really deep for these reasons, and then you read another book and you're like, okay, yeah, but also the writer wants it to be funny, but like to be farcical, but it's still engaging, and then you lose your mind, and then you have a YouTube channel. When you make a podcast about it.
Yeah, make a podcast. That's when you know you're fucked. When
then you realize you got way more to learn, and then you learn over the last 5 years. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Everyone yells at you for what you say, and suddenly,
yeah, 5 years ago, and then you're like, oh crap, and then you realize, and you make changes, and then it's a whole deal. But it's an engrossing world, and a genuinely. Is a very passionate thing to be a part of sometimes, for better and worse.
We didn't even talk about base Warhammer, like Skaven and dwarves and fantasy, the fantasy aspect of it, which is a whole separate thing.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other thing. I don't know it as well though. I'm not.
I don't. Most people, I don't feel like it's. Well, listen, thank you so much, and thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see y'all later. Feel free to check out Bricky's YouTube channel and Bricky's podcast about Warhammer 40K.
Adeptus Ridiculous.
Adeptus Ridiculous, and see you guys. Bye.
Thank you very much.